Hello and welcome to this presentation titled Time Management Tips. My name is Michael Dennis. I'll be the presenter today. Let's begin. Introduction. The reality is that no one has time to do everything at work. And for that reason, every one of us needs to use time management skills in order to prioritize their work. Prioritizing will permit you to focus on things that are important rather than on things that are simply urgent. Now, time management requires discipline because time management necessitates becoming better organized. And that involves using tools and skills that will save you time. In today's presentation, we're going to talk about ways that you can work smarter, not longer, and not harder. The goal and the intent of this program is to help you to increase your effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. Obstacles. Unfortunately, there are a number of obstacles to effective time management. They include having unclear goals or objectives, poor organizational skills, an inability or unwillingness to say no, focusing on the wrong thing, and more specifically, focusing on tasks or issues that are merely urgent instead of focusing on things that are actually important. Allowing for too many interruptions, resulting in a lack of focus on the tasks that are truly important. And having goals set for you or with you that are neither specific or measurable or achievable or realistic. The benefits of time management include but are not limited to the following. Time management makes you more productive. Time management reduces stress. It makes your life easier. Time management improves your performance. It increases your value to your company. And time management makes it more likely that you'll meet deadlines and achieve the goals that you have. Time management tips. Number one, don't confuse your effort with your accomplishments. Effort is fine, but it has to be directed towards goals and more specifically to accomplishing goals. Time management tip number two, attend fewer meetings. If you're a supervisor or a manager, delegate more work and delegate more often. If you have time to fix mistakes, you have time to do things right the first time. Please recognize that our goal is excellence, not perfection. Perfection, unfortunately, takes too long and costs too much money. Remember, please, that in the workplace, ignoring problems is simply not a good time management strategy. Why not? Because when problems are ignored, they tend to compound. They become more difficult. They become more time-consuming to address and resolve. Expect and, in fact, demand timely responses from coworkers in other departments to your inquiries. Why? Because if you're not getting timely responses from coworkers, you're spending a lot of time, or you might say wasting a lot of time, back and forth, soliciting, begging, requesting that cooperation that you need. Time management tips continued. If you're a decision maker, please don't wait for complete information in order to make decisions. My advice is to make decisions when you have enough information to do so, not perfect information. Why? Because perfect information simply takes too long and costs too much to get. This is a very simple but powerful strategy. You can shorten any discussion by standing up and remaining standing. Another simple but powerful idea is this. You can force someone to get to the point by asking a question along these lines. How can I help you today? If you have a drop-in visitor at your cubicle, at your desk, at your office, and you really don't have time to meet with them, say so. You don't need to elaborate, just simply say, I'm sorry, I don't have time to meet with you right now, and then schedule a time that works best for you and the other party. Time management tips continued. Use the 80-20 rule for prioritizing your work. What's the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule recognizes that 80% of the reward comes from 20% of your time and effort. Therefore, you need to focus on the 20% that gives you the biggest bang for the buck. Not surprisingly, this is difficult. It's easier said than done. The trick here, of course, is to identify correctly the 20% of activities that are truly the most valuable to you and to your organization. Plan to block out time every day for key tasks. Here's a quick illustration. At one point in my career, I was a full-time business-to-business debt collector, and every day I blocked out from 9 to 12 and from 1 to 2 to make outbound collection calls to my delinquent customers. If you have a drop-in visitor, tell them exactly how much time you have for them. For example, you might say something as simple as this: if you want to meet, I'm happy to do that, but unfortunately I only have 10 minutes to meet with you. If your drop-in visitor is a coworker, be sure to acknowledge first that you understand the importance of meeting and discussing, and then schedule a time that works for both of you. Procrastination is a very poor time management strategy. Procrastination and laziness are not the same thing. They're different, but they're often confused as being the same. It turns out that procrastinators are often hard workers. Unfortunately, they're simply not working on the right things. More specifically, they're not working on high priority tasks. Why not? Because procrastinators often avoid things that they find to be unpleasant personally. If you're a supervisor talking to a subordinate who is a procrastinator and you ask them why they haven't done a particular task, they might tell you that they're waiting for the right time. They also might indicate as a procrastinator that they need to be in the right mood to tackle a particular task. Some procrastinators might even tell you that they work better under pressure. But the reality is that the right time and the right mood are excuses. People are avoiding things that they know are important, and that's a problem that procrastinators have. The bottom line is that in the workplace, procrastination is a serious problem that has serious consequences because procrastination leads to reduced productivity. Urgent versus important tasks. It may seem counterintuitive to you, but many tasks considered to be urgent are actually not important. And in the workplace, every one of us needs to spend time on tasks that are important, not merely urgent. So what's the difference? Well, I would argue that important activities and tasks are those that support our goals. In contrast, urgent activities demand immediate attention but tend to be associated with someone else achieving their goals. So the important thing to remember is that focusing on urgent tasks can affect your ability to achieve your goals. And the bottom line here is that we need to try to reduce the amount of time we spend on urgent tasks so that we have more time to complete important tasks. Kissing a frog. My recommendation is that each one of us should commit to start every day by kissing a frog. Kissing a frog refers to the idea that you should always tackle unpleasant tasks first thing every day. And if you have 2 or more unpleasant tasks, which is likely for most of us, you should do the most unpleasant task first. Kissing a frog will decrease your anxiety. And once you've tackled the distasteful task, once you've dealt with the frog that you need to kiss, you can focus on tackling the important tasks. And you'll do that confident that the worst thing that you need to do each day is already done. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope you found this presentation to be interesting and helpful. This is a little bit of information about me. This program is excerpted from a 1-hour program on time management. If you're interested in that 1-hour program, here's how to get it.